lost melody, not the
I gotta take a picture.
I can get you out my mind even when I ain't got nothing left. There ain't no one keeping time. There ain't nothing on the line. Just a foolish heart's desire. Oh, to let you know.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am Allie, and today we are going to be doing 3 things. First, we are going to talk about dialing in 5 straight out of camera JPEG looks using the OM-3's creative dial, 4 recipes for color, and 1 for a dramatic black and white look. And secondly, we are heading to Oregon for a big old family trip, a vacation where I put each of these profiles to the test in the real world. And finally, we are going to say goodbye to a very beloved piece of gear that did not survive the trip. To the right, to the right, to the right. You can't go that way. We will get to that. This video is sponsored by OM System, who did reach out to me after they saw my review of the OM-3. They challenged me to build these color looks and this black and white look, which gave me excuse to fully nerd out on this creative dial. So that is very much my happy place. And to be clear, I am just focusing strictly on the color and monochrome settings of the creative dial and not like the art filters or the color creator mode. Those have a place, but truthfully, I haven't really used them very much. It's hard to get as many samples as I would have liked, but hopefully this proves out, you know, a baseline for you to play with. And I was quite happy with them, so hopefully you will be too. Now, the last time I did a full JPEG experiment like this was with the Canon 5D Classic back in the Sequoias. And if you remember, it was kind of hard for me because I love to edit. If you just want to get on with your lives, this is how I'd recommend doing it. We're going to break down the looks. I will show you sample images, walk you through all the settings and where and when I think you should use each preset, where they shine. Also, if you feel like you have to squint at your screen to read the settings, do not worry. I will be posting full recipes over on my Substack. So let's go. We are going to start with recipe 1, which is OMTC Warm. This is a golden look, but not overcooked. It's got a deep contrast and warm greens and clean, punchy reds and blues. This is a look for like early day or midday light that is quite clean and a bit cool. It has that crisp color and neutrality to it. And so this preset will bring some character and color into those neutral scenes. It warms the skin. I also love it in like natural dappled light. I think it does really well in beachy and watery settings. It makes things pop a bit and has a bit of a Kodak look to it more than a Fuji look, which we will cover in a little bit. And I find that this works best in everyday shooting scenarios and lighting, and it still works in very sort of soft warm light, but I would avoid this in strong warm lighting conditions like full-on sunset or indoor tungsten settings, as it will shift everything to be too warm in those circumstances. But it is a nice sort of general look, and again, like in soft warmer light, it works quite nicely. The second look is going to be OMTC Cool, which is a rich contrast but cooler toned with softer greens and a more general purpose look. I happen to like this one a lot. It's probably my favorite of all the presets, and it's just it works just across pretty much everything. It's definitely my most versatile. It helps balance out warm tones, but it does still have depth and saturation, and it works quite nicely across a range of different colors. I think it works well with the blues and the reds and the greens, and so I really, really like this, but I would avoid it in super flat lighting. It just loses its bite and becomes too washed out if there isn't some contrast and warmth to balance out. storm clouds moving in. For recipe 3, OMTC Soft, this has a desaturated look. It desaturates the yellows. It has a very soft contrast with very luminous highlights. This preset was very much inspired by Joel Meyrowitz's Cape Light work. It has a bit of a light, dreamy quality to it. It's perfect for like quiet portraits or hazy mornings or like very reflective late afternoon light, you know, that warm toned or even blue hour toned light. It works very well in like soft, natural indoor light as well. But I would avoid this in harsh, contrasty light at all costs. It will just wash out fast and the tones will fall apart and start to look overly compressed because of what the JPEG engine is trying to do with a very contrasty scene. Don't let me tell you not to do anything, but those would just be my general guidelines and recommendations. With the OMTC Soft, I will overexpose it a little bit, unlike our next recipe, which is OMTC Chrome, which I will underexpose a little bit because this is a rich contrast, deep tone profile with very strong blues and reds and greens and a light magenta cast to sort of mimic a slide film. I reach for this when I want things to pop, and it does definitely require like correct exposure, just like slide film. So watch your metering, as highlights can definitely clip. And I almost would just say like, watch your histogram. Don't even like look at the screen because the screen can throw you. It can make you think that you're getting a slightly different exposure than you are, or that the highlights are clipping when they're not. So watch your exposure histogram to be able to see that your information is within safety. But this will give you a punchiness without being overly saturated, which I personally find very appealing. And I think this works great in a lot of different conditions: daylight, golden hour, settings where you want mood and like serious shadow and highlight, because this feels very like Alex Webb to me. And I didn't have a ton of great circumstances to test this in, but I do really like what I got from it. I could see it working really great in urban settings, any sort of setting where you want to kind of really bring attention to something with hard light and shadow. Kind of a donkey conk. Oh, now I hear thunder. Come on now. That's just nuts.
So cool.
So
Oh, wow.
Cool, wow. Shit. Navigation system error.
Oh, man.
Take off.
Take off. Home point updated.
No. No. Oh, bye drone. And now for our very last recipe. This is OMTC Mono, which is a very high contrast black and white. So this one is pretty unapologetic. I happen to like a very bold, strong look, and I tuned this to emulate a bit of a Tri-X pushed one stop kind of a feel with crisp whites and deep blacks and just enough grain to remind you that digital can still have texture. It's interesting, the grain in here at the low level, I quite like. When it gets to the high level, I don't know, it doesn't feel as organic to me. So I like it kind of right here on the low side of things, but I think this is pretty versatile. Like, I think it works pretty much anywhere. It's side light, textured scenes, architecture, faces, day, night, whatever. I don't think you can go wrong, which is one of the joys of black and white in general. Oh my God, you guys, this is never gonna happen. Look at this. This is just very large. One thing to note, and I should have probably started with this, is that because the Creative Dial does not save white balance compensation, I have saved each of these recipes into a custom mode on the mode dials like C1 through 5. So that way I can lock in the exact white balance shift alongside all of my tonal tweaks and swap looks without looking at my settings. The one thing there is obviously whatever you set, whether if you're in manual mode or aperture or shutter, that will also get saved into the custom preset. So use the setting that you will likely default to. I have used aperture priority as the baseline, and then that gives me a bunch more options to go back to just on the color dial if I want to go back to the original color 3 that's built in and default on the camera, which is the OM system dialed slide film look, which after all of this experimentation is still one of my favorite looks. I just love that look. I think it's fantastic right at a camera. So if you don't want to go through all of this work or even like load presets onto your camera, that is a surefire way to get great color right out of the box. Kind of initially thought that it would have landed like right into this hillside here because it would have been coming from this angle from over there this way, but now I have no idea. Also, good luck. Good freaking luck. I mean, come on. Oh. Oh my God, that's it. Oh my God, that's it. Holy. Those are my thoughts. Those are my settings. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they are helpful. If you have suggestions or things that you have worked up, please share them below. And I will see you in the next video, which I am very excited about. It's going to be in a beautiful place. We have been together before. So looking forward to that, and I will see you then. No, hold on. You can't. Stay up. Stay on. $100.